Hello students. So today we are going to discuss about the topic of condensation. What is condensation? First of all, whatever the water which collects as a droplets on a cold surface when humid air is in contact with it. See, condensation is completely opposite of evaporation. What is evaporation? The process of turning from liquid into vapor, but it is opposite, means from the droplets, the vapor into the liquid. So it is, the condensation is a completely opposite of evaporation, as it involves what? Conversion of water vapor into droplets of water. It is nothing but crystals of ice. What it involves? In evaporation, the liquid is turning into vapor, but coming to condensation, it involves the conversion of water vapor into the droplets of water, like it may be water or it may be ice. It can convert both, both it can convert as a water or as a ice. When the relative humidity exceeds in the atmosphere, whatever the humidity it exceeds the 100%, the excess of water vapor present in the atmosphere will get condensed as minute droplets of water. So in our atmosphere humidity is present, no? So that humidity, when it will exceeds 100%, then the excess of water vapor which is present in our atmosphere, what it will happen? It will condense it as a minute droplets of water. From water vapor to, it will condense to the droplets of water. For example, we will see, when air is at the temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. How much? 20 degrees Celsius. It contains 49 grams of water vapor per cubic meter and gets cooled at 10 degrees Celsius. It can hold only how much? 40 grams of water vapor at saturation level. The remaining 9 grams, what will happen? It will become of as a water vapor, it will get condensed. It means, the see, in temperature how much? Once again see, in temperature the 20 degrees Celsius, it contains how much? 49 grams of water vapor as per the cubic meter, and it will get cold in at 10 degrees Celsius. But this temperature, it can hold only 40 grams of water vapor at the saturation level. But remaining 9, it is 49, no? So remaining 9%, what will happen? The excess of the extra 9 grams, the excess of 9 grams of water vapor, it will get condensed. And the condensation can takes place only when minute solid particles are present in the atmosphere. In our atmosphere, if there are any solid particles are present, then only the condensation can take place. This condensation can also take place on the contact of surface. Not only in the atmosphere, but this condensation can also takes place in where? In the surface also. For example, have you observed what happens when cold water is filled in a glass? Have you observed any time that if we fill completely the cold water in the glass, what will happen? Condensation happens, and the outer side of the glass, as the moisture in the air comes in contact with the cold surface. When water vapor condenses on surfaces such as plants, dewdrops form. So if you observe, what will happen here? The condensation will takes place. If you observe the outside of the glass, what will happen? The whatever the moisturize is present in the air, it will comes in the contact to the cold surface. What is present in the glass? A cold, it is comes in the cold surface. And also when water vapor condenses on surfaces, like on the plants, dewdrops form. So the dust particles which are there, they can also attract water molecules from the water vapor in the atmosphere. The water molecules which are present in the atmosphere, no, so they will get attracted to the dust particles also from the water vapor in the atmosphere. This will causes what? This can causes the condensation. It is nothing but it will becomes the denser of the water vapor into droplets. So what will happen at that time? Whatever the water vapor is there, no, in the atmosphere, it will turn into the droplets. It will turn into the liquid. Millions and millions of these droplets appear together as different kinds of clouds. So this water vapor, after going into the atmosphere, it is turning into what? Droplets. So this millions of droplets, they will come together and it will become a different kinds of clouds. If the clouds are cold enough, they may also contain ice crystals. So like this the coals are forming, no. So if the clouds is very cold, it is cold enough, then what will happen? They may also contain the ice crystals also. These clouds are classified into different types on the basis of their forms, on the basis of their height which they are found. For example, cirrus clouds, it is at higher level, and next is cumulus cloud, it is at the middle level, and at last stratus clouds, it is at the lower level, and the nimbus, it is at the rain bearing and vertical clouds. So these are the different types of clouds which will form in the atmosphere based on what? Based on their height. Because of this condensation, with this condensation, whatever the droplets it will create, no, water vapor will create form into as a droplets. So the droplets will get very heavy and fall on the earth as the precipitation. It is from the Latin word precipitatio. It means meaning to fall headlong in the form of so it can be fall in the on the surface in the form of what? In the form of rain, snow, hail, etc. If these droplets are condensed very close to the earth's surface, then what will happen? The droplets are lighter and we will get the fog. In winter season, we can see early morning we will get the fog, isn't it? So how it is happen? If the in the atmosphere the condensation process is happening, so the water vapor is turning into the droplets. It is coming to the on the earth as a precipitation in the form of what? In the form of rain it may be, or in the form of snow. If the droplets condense is too much close to the earth, it means rain will be it is comes under the clouds, right? If it is more down than clouds, it come to close to the earth's surface, then these droplets are become lighter as lighter, and we will get fog, which we can mainly see in the winter season. Forms of precipitation. So we will see what are the forms of precipitation. Rainfall is the most common form of precipitation. It means we can see these droplets, whatever the water vapor is turning into the droplets, no, it is become as a precipitation. So mostly commonly the precipitation, one form is what? Rainfall. When condensation will takes place at temperatures below freezing point, and the water vapors which is condensing directly into the ice crystals, these may fall on the earth as a what? The powdery mass or a flakes of snow. This form of precipitation is called snowfall. So what is the first form here? First form is rainfall. It is the most common thing which we'll see in our daily life. And next form is what? If this condensation, if it takes place at the temperature below freezing point, then it will become directly as the ice crystals, and it will fall on the earth in the form of what? Snow. This form of precipitation is called is what we call this as snowfall. Snowfall is also quite common. we can see in the middle of high latitudes, and if the mountain regions which are there like Himalayas or in Kashmir, the mountain regions which we see at that places, the snowfall is a common thing. When rain falls through a cold layer of air near the earth's surface, the raindrops get frozen into ice and fall down. This form of precipitation is called what? Sleet. What he is saying, when the rain will falls in near to the layer, what is that? Cold layer. It is near to the earth's surface. So whatever the raindrops is there, it will get frozen and it will become like a ice and it will fall down. So this type of form we call it as what? Sleet. When there are strong vertical currents in the atmosphere, the condensation takes place at high altitudes at low temperature. Whenever there are strong vertical currents are there in the atmosphere, the condensation takes place at high altitudes at low temperature. It means whatever the strong verticals which are present in the atmosphere, at that time the condensation will takes place only in the high altitudes or at high reliefs. It is nothing but like mountain areas which are high altitudes are there, like Ooty, Shimla, all these areas comes under the high altitudes. So we can observe, it has low temperature. There is no high temperature. It is completely have the low temperature. It means that's why that areas are completely cool every time. So the ice crystals grow in size gradually but do not fall owing to ascending the currents. The ice crystals are growing to a large size of what? Few centimeters in diameter. After that, when it is increasing in the size, they will fall down as a solid masses. So like this form of the precipitation is called what? Hailstone. The hailstone can causes very damage to what? Crops and buildings also, because it is increasing the size, so that's why it is very danger. It causes very damages to the crops and buildings also. Types of rainfall. So on the basis of their origin, the rainfall has been classified into three main types. What is that three main types? The convectional rainfall. It is convectional, but it is convectional. It is the pronunciation is different. Okay. So the orographic rainfall, and at last the cyclonic rainfall. So first we are going to discuss about the convectional rainfall. This type of rainfall, it takes place where moist air over the heated ground becomes warmer than the surrounding air and is forced to rise, expand, cool and yield some of its moisture. So this convectional rainfall, it takes place where? It will takes place wherever the moist air is present, wherever it get heated ground, it will becomes warmer as than the surrounding air. So at that time it will force it to rise and expand, cool, moisture. The convectional rainfall is common in where? The low latitudes and on summer days in interior part of our continents, and it is usually come in the form of short heavy showers just after the hottest part of the day, and sometimes accompanied by thunder and lightning also. So what this convectional rainfall will do? Basically it will transfer the heat energy from one place to another place. You can see in the diagram, right? The heat from surface to clouds. So what is the process is happening here? First of all, see, what we have here, the water droplets are getting colder and form raindrops. Water droplets is nothing but these clouds. So it is getting colder and forming as a raindrops. So the heat is transferred to atmosphere and deep space also. And the warm water droplets moving upwards and cold droplets, it is falling downwards. So here the warm warm air is getting to freezing level and air gets colder, and the cold air, it descends to the surface, it is coming down to the surface, isn't it? So this process, the what is it, the heat, it is transferring the heat energy from one place to another, is known as what, the convectional rainfall. The next rainfall is orographic rainfall. It is nothing but orographic rainfall is also sometimes called it as what, the orogenic rainfall. It is other name. So sometimes we can call it as orogenic rainfall also. So it is, the orogenic is a term from the Greek word oros. It means what? Meaning, the oros means mountain. This occurs when this orographic rainfall will occur. It occurs when moist winds is forced to rise over a mountain or other elevation in this path. So when the winds will be there, no, the moist winds. So the winds, when they are forcing to go up the come up of the over a mountain or in the other part of this path. The windward sides of many mountain ranges receive heavy precipitation. So whatever the mountains are present in the ranges, they will receive the heavy precipitation. So whereas the leeward sides, along with the air, it moves down and receives the less rainfall. Like the situations occurs only mainly in the western coast of India only. And the moist air from the Arabian Sea, it will force it to the Western Ghats. For what purpose? To rising up, the resulting in expansion of cooling and rainfall. On the other side, the Western Ghats which are there, they are descending wind is devoid of the moisture, and it won't give the rain in the central part of the Deccan Plateau also. So this region is dry and known as what? Rainfall shadow region. So orography is nothing but the orographic precipitation is also known as what? The relief precipitation, and it is mostly commonly we can see where? In the coastal regions, like mountain regions which are there, we can see at that places, the high mountain places. So it will, the wind from sea, it contains lot of moisture. So the winds, it will forces to come and to the where the Western Ghats, and it will descending, it will come down wind to the devoid of moisture, and it does not give any rainfall in the central part of the Deccan Plateau also. Completely this region will be dry, and it is known as what? Rainfall shadow region. The last rainfall is the cyclonic rainfall. This type of rainfall is associated with the passage of a cyclone or a depression. So this the cyclonic rainfall is there now. It is associated with what? It is associated with some of the passage of the cyclone or a depression. There are two types of cyclones here. What is that? First one, the tropical cyclones and the temperate cyclone. These two types of cyclones are here. The term cyclone, it is derived from the Greek word. What? The cyclone. It is, what is the meaning of this? Revolving round, isn't it? So these are two types of cyclones. The tropical cyclones are warm core vortex circulation of tropical origin with the small diameter. It means some hundreds of kilometers. That's so it will have the approximately, it has a round shape, the circular shape, and also it has the minimum surface pressure. How much? Less than 900 MB. It has with sustained maximum winds of at least how much? 33 meters per second. They are also developed on the warm sea surfaces from 26 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, and it is moving towards to where? It is moving towards to the land. All the winds are lifted up by the movement of these cyclones. When the cyclones will get, all the wind will they will lift it up. The uplifted air also, it means all the winds will go up, no, it will give the heavy rainfall also. The temperature cyclones occurs when the cold, dry, denser air masses converge with the warm, wet, lighter air masses. The warmer air and the being lighter is lifted up by the denser cold air, and it will result the rainfall here. So the cyclonic rainfall also we call it as what? The tropical cyclone. So what will happen when these are developing on the warm sea surface from 26 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, it will move towards the land here. Whenever the movement of cyclones will uplifted, the air will goes up and we will get the heavy rainfall. So complete when the temperature will be like cyclones will occur when the cold times, and when the dry all the masses, and when it is lifted up by the denser cold, it will results what? It will results the rainfall. So by this the atmosphere fourth chapter is finished. So in next class we will discuss with the another chapter.